Good morning. Welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Wednesday. It is August the 26th. We're here to look at the new releases published this week, and on Wednesdays we look at crime fiction and thrillers, the darker side of mysteries. Hope you're having a good day. Quick announcements. I don't have any sprints tonight. I don't do them on Wednesday nights. Our next sprints are tomorrow evening, Thursday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then go for 2 hours. Let's jump into the darker side. All right. First up, Heart of Glass by Jennifer Hillier. 25 years ago in Seaside, Washington, a charming drifter named Sam met 3 inseparable teenage girls at the local amusement park. Days later, one of them was found dead, her body surfacing in a flooded cranberry bog not far from where she was murdered. Barb and Nicolette were shocked to learn that the man they all met at Wonderland was the carnival killer. After he's arrested for the murders of 5 young women, one of whom was their best friend, Lorelei, Nicolette moved to the city to pursue her dreams of being famous. Barb stayed behind in Seaside, eventually becoming a reporter for the local paper. Their past safely behind them, they've both moved on with their lives. But when the carnival killer recants his confession and a new body washes ashore on the eve of Wonderland's grand reopening, the secrets that Barb and Nicolette have worked so hard to bury begin to resurface, threatening to destroy everything in their carefully constructed lives. So this carnival killer didn't do anything for 25 years? Whoa, what happened? We lost everything. Let's try that. There we go. Much better. Woo! That was way too up close and personal. We'll give that its moment. I've been having technological problems on this tablet for quite a while now. I'm not ruling out operator error. It is early in the morning. Not much coffee has been consumed. Let's see, make sure things are still okay up on here. All right. That was weird. Let's try this one. I'm going to go up into the Kindle version here. Bad Intentions by Ileana Zander. Josie Boots messed up really badly, so she returns to her small hometown of Burnville to care for her ailing grandmother. It's been 25 years, what is it, 25 years ago, since an unspeakable crime rocked Burnville. 25 years since her grandmother's trial. 22 years since her mother's death. 6 years since Josie was called the bad seed. 2 months since she proved them right. Josie just can't catch a break. Maybe, finally, she can find peace in Burnville. But then a stranger shows up, promising to tell Josie all about her family's dark past. When Josie goes to meet him, a brutal crime happens right in front of her eyes. Josie was born out of secrets, and they all start clawing their way to the surface. They say history repeats itself, except this time the past isn't repeating, it's hunting her. And it might be deadly. Well, I would think if you're being hunted, that is a deadly thing. That was stupid. I'm just going to call it, that was stupid. Not the premise. That sentence was. It was unnecessary. Children of Wolves. Never fall for your prey. Speaking of hunting. 4 children from wealthy families are sent to a strict, prestigious boarding school for troubled teenagers. Haunted by the horrors they experience, they vow to disrupt the status quo by all means necessary. Years later, Tyler is a private investigator with a failing career who has been hired by petrochemical billionaire James Arthur Knight Jr. to find his runaway daughter, Chana. At a seaside hotel in Turkey, he finds Chana lounging with her 3 wealthy friends and living with a fake name. Enthralled by Chana's shyness and elegance, Tyler decides to keep his discovery to himself, accepting Mr. Knight's payments while feeding him elusive information and partying with Chana and her friends over wine and Rocky. One night, when Tyler lets slip his relationship with the American consul, Chana lights up with interest and asks if he can orchestrate a meeting. With the backdrop of a glitzy expat there's 2 ofs here, glitzy expat parties, diplomatic galas, and the gritty underworld of Istanbul, Chana conjures a plot involving the consul that sets into motion a dark chain of events. Yeah, what about, integrity and responsibility? Oh, they don't. So why is this in here twice? Again, technical difficulties. That one you could probably say that was operator error. I'll take it. That was operator error. End of that row. JT Ellison has a new one. You know why. It's the holidays, and photographer Brooklyn Locke is bound for Italy with her husband Trey and their 2 children. But when Trey vanishes from the airport, missing their connecting flight, their impromptu vacation and life as she knows it begins to unravel. Desperate to find her husband, Brooklyn accepts help from a stranger on the same flight, Eden Barrow. But Eden soon makes a shocking claim. She is the sister of Trey's first wife, and 10 years ago, he was the main suspect in her murder. Struggling to comprehend these accusations, fate delivers one more blow, a violent accident that leaves Brooklyn fighting for her life. With nowhere else to turn, Brooklyn leans on Eden for support. But each kindness feels too rehearsed, feeding her doubts about Eden's motives and Trey's true past. Brooklyn has her own dark history she'd rather forget and confronts an unsettling possibility. Her life is not what it seems, and the truth is a trap laid by someone waiting for the perfect time to strike. Now, if I were interested in, if I were in the mood, shall I say, for a thriller right now, I might do this one. It sounds intriguing, and it's Kindle Unlimited, so I wouldn't have to necessarily fork over some dollars. I might check that out more. We'll see. I have no idea what mood I'm in right now. I've been kind of floundering since yesterday. I like to have 2 books going, and I just don't know what the second one is at the moment. Wicked Wanted Widows, 3rd in the Widows series by Vanessa Lilly, Kimberly Bell, and Kate Holohan. To save Meredith, the widows find themselves breaking out of jails and into graveyards, chasing the ghosts of indentured servants and racing through the pirate tunnels under Providence. As if jailbreaks weren't enough, old loves have also come to haunt many of the widows, for Crystal, bringing her friend home, risks exposing more of Sal's criminal past and destroying any chance of post-prison happily ever after. For Justine, it means throwing herself into the crosshairs of both the law and her mother-in-law, threatening custody of her son and the career she needs, to give them a fresh, that's me just pausing, a fresh start. For Camille, bringing her bestie home tests her responsibilities to her newfound family and the firm she inherited. Pressuring the widow's loyalty even more are Meredith's own conflicted feelings about newcomer Grace. Meredith begins to question what she's really running from or returning to. Sure, it's 1988 and Girls Just Want to Have Fun is blaring on the radio, but maybe bad girls have the real blast. The widow's genuine bond has gotten them out of sticky situations time and time again. In this treacherous world of liars and thieves, however, their ties to each other will have to withstand the pull of what they want for themselves, and sisterhood might not be enough to save them. To All the Men I've Killed Before by Katie Brent, 3rd in the Kitty Collins series. We have a whole lot of blurbage. Let's see. If a man hurt your best friend, like really hurt her, what would you do? Key his car, or hunt him down and chop him into little pieces? Tough decision, I know. I've tracked this lowlife to LA and brought my little sister Antoinette along for the ride. I'm trying not to be irritated that she's found a taste for murder and is leaving body parts all over our hotel, because this girl's trip needs a Hollywood ending. And of all the men I've killed before, this one will be the sweetest. Oh my. Talk about dark. If you're in the mood for dark. Don't do that. It keeps jumping around on me. The Whitechapel Full Moon Society by Elizabeth Delosier. Set in Victorian London during Jack the Ripper's reign of terror. When Carolyn Foster arrives at the Whitechapel Full Moon Society in search of her missing brother, she finds a dilapidated facade belying an interior as opulent as any exclusive gentleman's club. In exchange for room and board, Carolyn is hired as the Full Moon's maid, where she is given 3 orders. Don't ask personal questions. Stay out of the iron-barred room on the 2nd floor, and remain in her bedroom from sunup to sundown on the full moon. But when it's revealed that the previous maid was murdered, an early victim of Jack the Ripper, and her brother has left behind no answers, only more questions, Carolyn begins to suspect her hosts may be hiding something. Really? Don't go in that room with the bars on it? No, they're not hiding anything. As more bodies turn up with a connection to the society, Carolyn fears she may have unwittingly stumbled into a bedtime story, the kind with monsters and curses, family secrets, and ancient lore. Says this is an alternative look to the infamous Jack the Ripper story. Yeah, we get it. It's a werewolf. End of that row. It keeps doing this. The Shadow Friends by Tess Gerritsen. 3rd in the Martini Club. Oh, I'm behind. I need to read the 2nd one. Maybe for Spy versus Spy. We'll see. Ooh, and it's Kindle Unlimited. We like that too. When a renowned disease expert and Russian defector dies mysteriously during a global affairs conference in Purity, Maine, the tight-knit band of former spies in the Martini Club once again sees their quiet coastal retirement interrupted by international intrigue. And when a waitress at the conference hotel is found murdered, Ingrid Slocum finds chilling links to a disastrous mission that nearly killed her 3 decades ago. Desperate to uncover the truth, Ingrid's drawn back into the game by a magnetic ex-CIA colleague and former lover who was with her on the long-ago doomed mission. He convinces her to join him, and together they head to Amsterdam to track down her would-be killer. Ingrid's frantic husband Lloyd and Maggie Bird are close behind, but a clandestine network of assassins is intent on stopping them. Forced to question every allegiance, the Martini Club must rely on the skills they tried to leave behind. Because in this game of revenge and deception, the past never dies, it just hides in the shadows. And it looks like there's already a 4th one planned, because it says 3rd of 4. So that, yeah, I gotta read that 2nd one. Let me do a quick little, I'm gonna put it in my, should we put it in September reads? Yeah, put it in the September TBR. I've got Amazon lists for everything. The Camino by Anya Niwira. I have no idea. Translated by Eileen Stevens. So this was written in, it's from the Netherlands. Okay. And you know I love everything about the Camino. 44-year-old chocolatier Lottie Bonnet Olney, has been living happily in South Limburg for years with her husband Emil, a former refugee from Bosnia. But when Emil unexpectedly dies by suicide while walking the Camino de Santiago, or Way of St. James, Lottie is devastated. Shocked and confused, Lottie resolves to follow Emil's exact path on the Camino 1 year later, hoping for answers, or at least insights into what could have compelled him to take his own life. While walking the arduous trail through central France, passing idyllic villages and meeting fellow pilgrims, Lottie is inspired by the natural beauty that surrounds her, forming new friendships and possibly a romantic connection on the Camino. However, Lottie's thoughts are also elsewhere in Sarajevo, as she learns the terrors of the Bosnian War and shocking secrets about her husband, who it turns out was not the man she thought he was. As the trail grows more treacherous, it becomes clear to Lottie that someone is following her, someone who does not want her to find the answers she's seeking. That is also going to be on my radar. You know, I love everything about the Camino. So we'll see if the writing holds up. Race of Deception by Maurice Drain. When investigative reporter Maya Mosby uncovers a series of disturbing deepfake videos implicating high-profile politicians, she's certain she's found the expose of a lifetime. But the closer she gets to uncovering the source, the more she realizes that someone or something is rewriting reality itself. What starts as a routine investigation spirals into a labyrinth of corrupt politics, AI manipulation, and buried family secrets. Each lead draws Maya deeper into a conspiracy controlled by a tech giant with global reach and limitless resources, forcing her to confront the possibility that her own past may be the key to the entire deception. As digital truth and human morality collide, Maya must decide whether exposing the system will save the world's last shred of truth or destroy everything she loves. I am also intrigued by this. I must be in the mood for a thriller. I'm in the mood for the darker side. Come to the dark side. We have cookies there. Not a Word by Linwood Barclay. Every family has secrets, but when Reese visits his parents' house, he's shocked to find them in bed, dead. At first glance, it looks like a murder-suicide perpetrated by his father, but on closer inspection, there's clearly more to the story. For starters, inconsistencies in the crime scene suggest his dad may not have shot himself. As Reese, shaken by his horrifying discovery, awaits questioning from the police, his phone lights up with a call. It's the last person he ever would have expected to hear from. Reeling from the day's events, Reese finds himself questioning everything he thought he knew about his parents and whether he and his own family are in danger now. While the authorities work to untangle the baffling crime scene, Reese is pulled into a web of secrets linked to the unscrupulous pharma company his father worked for years ago. In order to protect the people he loves most, he'll have to dig deep into his own past to understand who his parents were, what they did, and who they hurt before he ends up paying for their sins. End of that road. One more to go. Find Me by Holly Craig. Don't stop until you find me. When their brother Pete went missing 2 years ago on Mount Mercy, officials shook their heads. He never should have been here. He was warned. Mount Mercy takes things. After a disastrous first attempt to locate him, they call off the search. Estranged sisters Hallie and Gertie are drawn back together when their mother's dying wish is for her girls to find their brother, to bring him back home. Their brother was last seen in a mysterious commune at the foot of the mountain, where members perform strange rituals to keep a sinister presence that comes from deep in the woods at bay. But this mountain has no mercy, and they shouldn't be there either. The sisters must navigate treacherous terrain as they confront what lies between them and what lives on the mountain. When Gertie also vanishes, the line between reality and nightmare blurs. Hallie realizes she must face Mount Mercy and whatever is lurking in the forest all alone. Sounds more horror. There you are. That is the darker side. I'm intrigued by a couple things. And it kind of surprises me. Like this row, except for the Linwood Barkley, that row was intriguing to me. Yeah. Alrighty. Well, we'll be back on Friday morning to look at the rest of the Cozy Mysteries published this week. Hope you have, a good Wednesday and Thursday, since I probably won't see you. And again, I don't have any sprints tonight. I don't do them on Wednesday night. Our next live reading sprints are tomorrow evening, Thursday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern. They go for 2 hours. We do every Tuesday and Thursday evening in the week and Saturday afternoons starting at 3, and that one goes for 5 hours. So if you want to come hang out and read or work on a hobby, be productive with the ambiance in the background, whatever it is you want to do, I'm just providing that time, space, and ambiance if you want to come hang out. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Be safe. Read books you want to read, because it's okay to pause a book if it's not working for you in that moment. And as the banner says, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom nom nom. Have a good day. God bless.